Welcome back. So now we've generated some kind of overview about the user experience we want to produce. Now let's start building it, right? So the first thing I want to build this lesson is going to be the file details component right here. So let's try and do that. Jumping into the code is pretty simple. I'm just going to do an ng generate component and file details. Now when you write a new component, let's just put it into the file system folder right here. You have two choices. Either you can write file details like this, and it'll figure out itself how to actually convert that into the right files. So let's just try and do that right now. So now it'll generate these files. Notice they're not called file capitalized and details capitalized. No, it'll actually lowercase them and put in the minus in between, right? So that's perfect. It put in the right name for us. So now that's available, the new file details component, and we also have the system module update right here with a declaration for the file details component. Now the other thing I kind of want to build this lesson is going to be the outer component, so we have something we can test in. Because the difference is this details component is only going to live inside the container, where the container needs to be used by others inside my application. So other modules will use the container, but that's not going to be the case for the file details. Not my setup right now. So let's go and actually also build that file container. I'm just going to mouse up right here. Now I want to do the same thing, but I want to show you guys the other way you could do it. Because you could write file system, that's the name I want to provide for this guy. So notice I'm just writing it now in lowercase. Whoops, that should be a minus of course. So now it's just in lowercase saying file dash systems dash container, just like the files we got right here. So let's just do an enter right here, and it'll create the same thing with the same general idea right here. We have the folders we want, we have the files you want, but notice right here it puts in the minus in between when we actually create it. Now the capitalized word, remember again, that's actually in here. That's where it's using the file, capitalized D, capitalized C, and capitalized F, and the same here is still the case. So you can use both syntax when you're creating a new component. It really doesn't matter. Now notice I mentioned two things here. I mentioned that this guy is going to be used inside the module, but this guy is going to be used by other modules. Now when you have a component like this you want to be able to use with other modules, you actually have to go and in the module right here explain that you want to export that component so others can use it. So we're going to do an export right here, export, there we go, and there we're going to actually provide only the file system container component because that's something I want other people to be able to use from the outside. Sweet, this will be used inside the current module, this will be used from the outside later on, but now at least we have the components up and running, so next lesson we'll start using them. See you next time.